If your pork chops ain't covered like this, then why are you playing? Why are you playing with your pork chops? Let's bake these pork chops. Let's get these pork chops in the oven. Hey y'all, and welcome back to the channel. So your girl is already preparing her dinner for today. I gotta get some cleaning done. But first of all, I want to go ahead and just start my dinner because I don't really have time to be cooking dinner later tonight. So we have some good old pork chops, macaroni and cheese, some green beans, and cornbread. Simple as 1, 2, 3. Minimum recipe for you. So for my Texas pork chops, this is what we doing. So make sure you're washing your meat. If you ain't washing your meat, what are you doing? How are you even eating the meat not washed, not knowing everybody putting their hands all on it? But to each his own, home. So over here we are, I'm already done washing my pork chops. I added some Great Value lemon juice to it, let it sit for a little while. Then I go in and rub it down. Yes, rub it down, smack it, whatever you have to do to clean your meat, that's what you do. And so I went ahead and did that. For the recipe, you're definitely going to need some of the McCormick or Montreal steak marinade mix. Yes, it says steak, but hey, we're having pork chops, so that's what we're going to be using because that's what I had on hand to bump that flavor up for these Texas baked pork chops. They're going to be grill inspired without going outside to grill, if you know what I mean. It's raining out here in Dallas, so yeah, nobody's going to be barbecuing. So the seasonings that I'm going to use for my sisters in the back, we got our onion powders. For my brothers in the back, we got the garlic powder. For everybody else, we got our salt-free seasoning, which does not have any salt in it. That's why it's salt-free. We got some of the mustard ground because mustard on chicken and pork chops is bomb. Then I have some Tone's rosemary garlic seasoning. I have some liquid smoke. And then I have some of that good old Jim. When I say Jim extra virgin olive oil, that's what we got. It is a Jim. Okay. So I mix everything up, put a little bit of water, put a little bit of oil. The recipe for the Montreal seasoning, it says that you need to put like white vinegar or red vinegar. Baby, we didn't have that on hand. So I put the water, 1/4 cup of water, 1/4 cup of oil. Then I put all these seasonings in this mixture. That's how this came about. It looks so good, so seasoned. Make sure you get those outer edges too as well. Get yourself one of these brushes from Walmart. I think they're like 97 cents, 87 cents or something like that. I love lining my pan with the aluminum foil so it can catch all the juices. Even though it's catching all the juices on the edges too as well, it's going to catch all like juices. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and turn these babies over, marinate the other side because sis, it ain't marinated on the other side. But after I do that, I'm going to put some aluminum foil on top and put it in the fridge so it can marinate. If you're scared to touch the meat, definitely put your gloves on and take it to church. Okay, so let me go ahead and get all this prepared, put that season on the other side of there, and then I definitely will be back. Oh, let me show before we go the cornbread, and I need to take some butter out as well. I got that Kraft mac and cheese deluxe. You can style it razzle-dazzle however you like, deep dish on the stove however you like. We're just gonna have it regular. And then I got me some no salt added cut green beans, and then we got some Jiffy cornbread. So all three of those match with those good seasoned pork chops. Ain't that much seasoning like salt on them. So we good to go. If babe or my son needs extra salt, then they will put it. But y'all, I'm trying to do right by myself with the salt because the blood pressure. Oh my gosh, I had to take my rings off and couldn't take my rings off. Yeah, it was up. So let me go ahead and flip these babies, season it up real good, jazz it up real good, and then I'll come back. Okay, so this the other side. I'm gonna be real with y'all. This side right here don't compare to that other side on the other side. Okay, this side right here is just, you know, I did my thing with it. Seasoning already going down, so I'm going to keep that seasoning right there. I would suggest don't pour this stuff on top Make sure when you put this in the oven and it's cooking, it's doing its thing, check on it. When it start getting those grilling marks, flip it over. Getting those grilling marks on the other side, flip it back over. Then take the extra remaining portions of your sauce with all the seasoning up in there and start drenching your pork chops again. This is just one coat of the seasoned sauce, so that's what I call it here in Texas. Y'all might call it something else, but I'm about to put these bad boys in the refrigerator, let them, rest up and get that seasoning in them. If you want to get that seasoning really quick, get a fork, poke holes, and get that seasoning to go into that meat. I think I might be doing that. So let's just get this in the refrigerator after I get through doing that, and then we're going to move on to the next step. Also, once you get through checking your pork chops, after you marinate, I'm going to let these bad boys marinate for about an hour. Yes, I said it, an hour. But once I look at it and see where I need it to be, as far as marinating, I'm going to keep this on top because this is how we get our pork chops done in the oven pretty quick. On 350 degrees, or if you want to get it done quicker, but I wouldn't suggest 375, 350, give it a slow good cook on each side, and that's how you're going to get that grill mark. And then also everything's going to get cooked evenly. But if you ain't got the time and you're rushing for time, 375 will be your best bet. So I'm going to save my pork chops in my food saver. This thing has been a lifesaver, like seriously, a lifesaver, and I'm living by it. So I just got 3 pork chops left, and I'm going to squeeze all 3 of them in this bag. I am not putting any type of sauce on them because somebody may not want sauce, the same sauce that we're having today, and they might want to put their own sauce on there. So I'm not going to put the same sauce on there today. And when I tell you how these pork chops just directly fit into this bag, like it's like a lifesaver to me. The food saver, I love it. Like, love it. So I'm going to go ahead. Those pork chops have been washed. I'm going to add that on the label as well. Just letting them know that, hey, the pork chops have already been washed. All you need to do is season it. Of course, babe will be the one cooking these, or I will cook them, not my son. So this is pretty much what they look like in the bag, food saver bag. So I'm going to go ahead and let it go for what it knows. So this is what it looks like. It's pretty much vac. All the juices are out of there, except some juices. You definitely want to keep some juice in there so that it can be moist when you get ready to throw it. When I tell you guys throwing out meat in these vac bags is the easiest thing to do. It is the easiest thing to do. But this is my label. Just got the date on it. 4/9/24, and then we want to use it by 4/16/24, and then I have put on there that the meat has already been washed. I'm telling y'all, I want to check in here and see how my other meat looks. Oh yeah, let me show you guys. So when it's frozen, but when you throw it out, it's the quickest thing to throw out. And I love it because you can save so much room, a ton of room in the freezer. But I'm going to put this on here. The labels are washable, and also they do just come right on off as well. So that's why I got those labels that, it's just definitely not going to stick on them. So yeah, that's how I save my meat. Y'all, literally just got an emergency alert on my phone, my other phone, that the National Weather Service has issued a flood warning in effect for the area until 5 p.m. This is a dangerous and life-threatening situation. Do not attempt to travel unless you are fleeing an area subject to flooding or under an evacuation order. So My area is in the red for flooding. And I'm still going to go on with my day and just kind of keep watching out the window and seeing what's happening. But yeah, let me get this in the freezer and then